The head of the Justice Department's criminal division in Washington announced Tuesday she's leaving her post, the latest in a string of resignations from high-ranking DOJ officials. Denise Chung's resignation comes one day after President Trump formally nominated Ed Martin as U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C. That's the office that was in charge of most of the January 6th prosecutions. Martin has defended numerous January 6th defendants and has said he would investigate anyone tried to interfere with Elon Musk's work at the Department of Government Efficiency, also known as DOJ. CBS News Justice Department reporter Jake Rosen joins me now. Jake, what do we know about the circumstances surrounding Chung's resignation, and what more can you tell us about Ed Martin?
Well, Chung did not give reason in her email resignation letter as to why specifically she resigned. However, it obviously does come after this appointment and also just the general chaos that we've seen across the Department of Justice in the last week. There were 7 resignations last week as a result, majority of the Eric Adams scandal, in which, as you just discussed a couple segments ago, there was this seeming deal to forgive Eric Adams, and we'll see what happens in that case tomorrow in front of a judge. Ed Martin is one of those people who has been a longtime Trump sycophant and defended a lot of the January 6th defendants, as you said. And in his brief time as acting U.S. Attorney General here in Washington, D.C., he's really cozied up to Elon Musk, saying that he would go after anyone who stood in Elon Musk's way. And on X and Twitter, he has often espoused a lot of the similar theories that Elon Musk has, especially around investigations and the like. So you can see how, given this formal nomination process, that there could be certainly some concern and additional shakeup in the Department of Justice, especially here in D.C.
Well, Judge Tanya Chutkan made a decision in the case challenging DOJ's access to certain government data. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, and this is one of the many cases, there are 15 that CBS News has been keeping tabs on, lawsuits against either DOJ or Elon Musk and the Trump administration. This case was filed by a bunch of Democrat attorney generals across the state, led by the attorney general in New Mexico, who argued that Elon Musk's role in the government is unconstitutional and that DOJ had no authority to be directing these cuts and going into the different departments that they've done. Judge Chutkan, who caught the ire of people like Ed Martin and a lot of the Trump apparatus and President Trump himself, she decided today to grant Elon Musk access to 7 department agencies, including HHS, Department of Energy, Department of Labor, saying that the states who were suing did not prove enough harm was being done to them, at least in this interim while they've been arguing this case, basically saying that Elon Musk has a right in his formal capacity and DOJ has a right as part of the White House to investigate and go into government data. She pressed repeatedly in 2 different hearings what harms these states had felt, whether data had been leaked or anything like that, and there were no concrete examples given.
What are you expecting from the hearing tomorrow regarding the case of New York City Mayor Eric Adams?
Well, the judge on the case, a lot of legal scholars believe, really doesn't have much to do besides put a temporary pause potentially on these proceedings and at least hear an explanation from Department of Justice attorneys as to why they want to drop this case out loud in person, to hear from Mayor Adams and Mayor Adams' attorneys as to why they engaged in this deal in the first place. It's really the first time in the last couple of weeks, as we've reported, that these discussions were underway, where there'll have to be an official court and transcript of record of what exactly happened. And if the judge has questions about this quid pro quo, as critics of the Department of Justice and Mayor Adams have alleged, to really dive into that, we'll see whether the judge puts a more permanent pause. And again, we're kind of in uncharted territory, Lindsay, when it comes to what specifically this judge can do. Typically, his hands would be tied, but we'll see if he decides to break that precedent, as we've seen precedent broken by the Department of Justice by just engaging in a deal like this.
Jake Rosen, thank you.